Is Gabriel Calhoun, and I'll be explaining the chaos theory. The chaos theory is the study of nonlinear systems that are highly sensitive to initial conditions, effects, and popularly referred to as the butterfly effect, if that makes sense. And I will explain what the butterfly effect is in a minute. But I want to talk about who created it and how it's actually created. It's actually kind of a funny story. It was created by Edward Lorenz, who was a meteorologist in the United States Air Force. And Edward Lorenz was also a teacher at Massachusetts Institution of Technology, or MIT for short. He actually kind of fell onto the butterfly effect chaos theory without trying to, because, you know, as being a meteorologist for the military, you have a lot on your plate. And what he was actually studying was why his 6-digit algorithms were not working. Basically, what it was is his 6-digit algorithm, like the results were 6 digits, supposed to be, but they were only coming out as 3. So let's say you had a number like 5 or 0.506 with like 347 attached to it. The 347 wouldn't come up, just the 0.506. And the reason for that was small tweaks in a computer system that he thought he mastered, that everybody's used. They've always got 3 digits, but he figured out it wasn't right. And this ties into the butterfly effect because something as small as 3 digits, like 3 I wouldn't say meaningless, but 3 very small digits can have the effect between maybe there being tornado and maybe there being rain. And, let's go on to the next slide. The chaos theory can be broken down in 5 different ways that are nonlinearity, determinism, sensitivity to initial conditions, order and disorder, and long-term prediction, which is mostly impossible because you can't predict for the long term. Like, you can predict short-term weather, you know, maybe it rains right now, maybe it doesn't. And it's kind of hard to do that as a weatherman or meteorologist. That's the whole problem was with Edward Lorenz's findings. Now, for the butterfly effect, Lorenz discovered that small changes in initial conditions can produce large outcomes in other conditions. So I like to use the term as if a butterfly flaps its wings in like halfway across the country, say in Australia, will it create a earthquake in San Francisco, California? And there's actually a way you can, if this is not making sense, there's a way you can explain it to like a little child, which I have done with my 4-year-old baby cousin in a little game called the Chaos Game. The Chaos Game is a way to like basically make sense of something that's really complex. And I wish I had an expert marker to show, but I'm just gonna kind of like draw a diagram. Basically, you want to start with a triangle. You have point A, point B, and point C. You're also going to have a dice for this, which I do not have because I could not find a dice in Hattiesburg anywhere, like at all. But let's say dice is 6 sides. Sides 1 and 2 will be for A. Sides 3 and 4 will be for B, and sides 5 and 6 will be for C. So let's say you roll the die the first time, right? You get side 3. You put a dot on side B, which was 3 and 4 for C. Then basically you keep going until every single triangle basically has a small triangle of its own. Seeing as something so small could create a whole mass effect in something that's already being shaped as a triangle. And another way, I guess you could explain it to a child, would be the movie Jurassic Park, or like the Jurassic Park series, because one small effect had dinosaurs coming in from what was prehistoric into being real life. And that is all. And that is me explaining the chaos theory.